Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back everyone with a video that continues the last video of the possible questions that you might get asked during your video interview. That's something currently very popular. Many of you that have successfully, again I'm emphasizing successfully, fulfilled the online application and had a proper CV or had the desired informations in the CV, you have been invited to participate in a video interview, which is kind of an open day. First and for all, I would like to extend a demand that this video interview email that you guys have been receiving, it's absolutely true. Some candidates have sent me some video of somebody explaining to you that this video interview is a scam or it's not true. This is a confirmed 100% true information, and I have also been asked to continue to do what I do, so the recruitment team will be having their duties as in this irregular circumstances, not as per the usual one. So please guys, don't think that this video interview is a scam. Again, this video interview is an absolute 100% verified and certified process, part of the recruitment team, and you have nothing to worry about. You have all been amazing. You keep on sending me questions, possible questions that many of you have been asked. I would like to extend a thank you to all the candidates who have passed the interview, who have finished, actually completed the video interview. So you have sent with me the possible questions, the questions that you guys got, so we can help further other candidates who are about to do their interview prior to, so thank you very much once again for that, prior to starting to answer the questions that we have discussed, and you have sent it to me on my Instagram account, on my official Instagram account, xcrew, which is right here. I would like to share one message that really touched me from a candidate who has done the video interview, and he took a time to explain to me very well a few aspects. The message is right here, but nevertheless I'm going to read it so you will be able to understand more. Julia, just wanted to let you that I have finished my online interview. I felt really confident, and the fact that you are given time to prepare for each question for at least 30 seconds is a blast. My final depending on I assume two things, to talk about myself. I showed emotions, talking about how I've always worked with clients, therefore I'm devoted to customer service and would love to use my experience to keep on learning with Qatar Airways, a Skytrack winner. I ended up thanking them for this amazing opportunity of keeping a possibility to hiring us throughout all the odds that the world is facing with this pandemic. An extremely intelligent candidate, with the way he explained to me all the process in just one message without going into details for the questions, because I assume the questions were the ones I have been discussing. He mentioned valid points. He mentioned Qatar Airways as a Skytrack winner. That is something that I have been emphasizing on many of my videos, especially on the 3 long videos of the possible questions and answers that you might get asked. He learned this, and I am almost sure that he's going to be able to make it. We're just gonna wait and see the period of 21 days, and we will know if I was right. Most of the time I am right, not because I can see what happens in the future, but I can evaluate answers. So yeah, I truly hope that whoever is watching this video and have watched all my other videos around, which are right here, related to possible questions and answers, you guys will be able to make it. Nevertheless, do not skip any video on my YouTube channel. Once you have finished watching my videos, please go ahead and watch other videos as well, and you will be able to make a difference on who's right, who's wrong, who makes sense, who doesn't. Is it okay if I don't put on a blazer, as I don't have one with me right now? What can I say about this question? You've got the grooming standards loud and clear stating how you're supposed to be dressed up. If you really cannot be resourceful and borrow a blazer from anyone, actually in these circumstances perhaps it might be okay, because it's a pandemic. You're not allowed to go out from the house. So you do not have one, mention this in the final comments, please. And I seriously don't think that there will be a problem regarding this if you fulfill the requirements for the other grooming standards, which is wearing a blouse under it, normal blouse, white blouse, and of course the perfect makeup. So I think it should be fine in this case. There will be face-to-face round also. Well, this depends on the on how the recruitment process will be continuing in future. I strongly believe that there will be, because the video interview is something that is just covering the open day. It does not cover the final interview. That is my opinion, but we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. What do you see as being a key goal of this role? I would answer this question in a way, we all know what the cabin crew does in the aircraft. They do their safety duties, they do their service. But I will answer this question in a way, the key goal for this role are emotions. As cabin crew, we must be able to understand our passengers in emotional sense of the word. What does that mean? We must understand their needs, we must observe, we must correspond to their feelings in a way that is acceptable. We must understand, because the entire process of getting into the flight, coming into the aircraft for the passenger must be very stressful, and we as a cabin crew must be there to understand and anticipate their needs to the maximum. So therefore I think that one of the key goals and in this role is it's doing a flight or flying from point A to point B with a passenger who's gonna get to the destination safely. But we also have to make sure that one of the key goals is that we are remembered. Don't forget to say that we as an airline, or you as a cabin crew, you're going to be remembered, because that will be a promising aspect, a promising fact, that perhaps that person who's going to remember you will definitely remember the pleasant journey with Qatar Airways, and next time they will not have doubts when they will be clicking on booking the flight and going to the desired destination, wherever they want to go actually. Interesting comment. It says, thank you very much. I have done my interview, faced well because of your last video. I assume the questions and answers. Pleasure is all mine. I wish that you all can do that. Have you ever been in a situation where you need to create relationship with customers? I have answered this question, but you can also say in a way that during my entire work experience, I do not remember a day that I have not been creating relationship with a customer. In fact, creating relationships with the customers is something that I was committed to. It's something that it's in my daily routine, and it's my actually job description from my point of view, because creating relationship with a customer is something that is making my job very easy. That is something that I absolutely love to do, and I think my interpersonal skills and my outgoing personality are perfectly fitting in with within this aspect of creating a relationship with the customers. And always you can mention any example that whenever you have created any relationship with any of your customers. Tell me a time you had to extend communication to a co-worker, and how did you resolve the situation? Interesting question. You should be able to mention any example in which you were communicated with a coworker. There was, I assume for this, it's not clear the question to me, but I assume that you have had misunderstanding with a coworker, and how did you resolve the situation? Well, you can always say that whatever wasn't clear for you in whatever interaction you have had with any of your colleagues, you've asked for further clarification. You're a person that strongly believes that with open communication we are going to be able to resolve all the situations and to come to a successful every story can come to the end of success. What does that mean? That in this case both of the parts will be benefiting to understand each other better and to achieve the common goal. So it depends on every situation, what is the common goal. Perhaps in your previous job the common goal was to sell more items. In the airline industry the common goal would be to make passengers happy, to make sure you're remembered, to make sure that to give a good impression and to represent the airline you will be working for in the best way manner. So over here it would be very nice if you mention a personal example in which with some of your colleagues, you have had misunderstanding, but then you invited that person for a talk. You found a suitable time, you invited that person for a talk, you talked, you asked, you clarified, you've asked, is there anything that I can do? Can I perhaps explain myself? Did you get me right or wrong? And stuff like that. This is basically, they're basically trying to see, remember I told you many times, why did they ask you this question and what do they want to know about you? Are you open and free for feedback? Are you a person who just doesn't like something and go away and you don't want to deal with it, or you are someone who actually cares about maintaining good relationship with your coworkers, with your colleagues, because that in the cabin crew role is crucial. Tell me a time you resolved a situation for a customer. Many times I have been discussing this and I'm gonna say it once again. Mention any complaint that you have had in your previous job, any customer that was not happy with, let's say, service standards that you used to have before, and that you tailored the service or you went beyond the expectations of that customer, you solved his problem. I speak about this in my long videos right here once again. Guys, please do me a favor, and after you have watched these 3 videos, you're really gonna have a clear picture of questions like this. Give 3 of your skills that can contribute to this role. Non-negotiable rules and regulations are right here. Outgoing personality, interpersonal skills, punctuality. You're a very punctual person. You're someone who loves to work with a multinational team. You are an emotional person and you always try to understand other people's emotions. I think I've said it all. What qualities and abilities you have for this role? Just go back to the previous question and I'm sure that you'll be able to formulate the answer, because the answer is exactly the same. Why did you choose the course and college to study? Long videos, remember the long videos? Why did you use your majors? There was a question over there which is exactly the same question and exactly the same answer. I have answered it over there, and again I'm gonna say it once you have finished watching these long videos. They're about 3 hours. You're gonna have a clear understanding of what to answer. Thank you. What qualities and benefits would you bring to the company? One of the qualities that I think I can bring to the company is definitely ensuring that I will be remembered as a cabin crew. Definitely I'm going to be the one who's going to be working hand in hand with the standard operating procedures of the airline in terms of safety, in terms of service. I will try my best, and I will ensure that once passengers are served by me, they will, next time they fly, they go and they book their ticket and fly with us, because they're gonna have an unforgettable journey with me. One of the other benefits that I will bring to the company is, of course, working hand in hand with the team that has won 5 times the best airline in the world. In future, I would work hand in hand in achieving in the award of becoming best cabin crew in the world as well. So all my long-term and short-term goals, I think, will be speaking about that I'm going to be a dedicated crew member. Again, mentioning that it's going to be an absolutely punctual and dedicated, and of course an excellent teamwork member. What would you change about your current role? You have to absolutely extend the satisfaction with your current role, and that you are absolutely enjoying your time, you are learning. Don't forget, in every situation that you are talking, current situation, even future situation, even past situation, you must present yourself as someone who is a learner. Therefore, you can say that you would like to change something with your current role, perhaps as one of your future goals will be to learn more and more, to progress more and more. You're definitely, this is a question now when you can say you are definitely looking up for an opportunity to become a cabin crew with the best airline in the world. That is something that you would like to change in your current role. You think that your experience so far is something that will make you the best and present you the best in your future role. Connect the current role with the future role. That will show to the recruitment team that you are someone who has a personal vision and a personal mission. Talk through a time where you dealt with resolved a customer's problem. Okay, this means that talk through a time where you have resolved customer's problem. Already have discussed this question previously, so yeah, you should be able to just go back and check what I have said about this question. What is your understanding to the position? We are going in a circle with the questions. So yeah, I have answered also this question. What do you feel has been your greatest work-related accomplishment to date? If you have something, if you can find something that is related to customer service, then fine, and mention it. If you do not have a customer service experience, just mention perhaps the highest grade that you have achieved in your school, how much you contributed in achieving that, how much you're proud of it, and don't forget that over here, when you will mention your greatest work related accomplishment, it's not about what you have accomplished, but you have to show a promise that in future you're going to be working towards a bigger accomplishment. That will definitely present you as a candidate who is a learner and who's not satisfied with what he is now, that he or she is now, that you're looking for a progress that really matters in the role of a cabin crew. What appeals you for cabin crew? Definitely that you are a people's person. You are someone who has an absolute love for people. You love to work with a multinational team. You have an outgoing personality. You have great interpersonal skills. The non-negotiable rules and regulations right here. How to improve fear while giving interview? I spoke about this in the last video. I think that this candidate haven't seen this, I think. Or I was talking in the live, I'm not sure. Anyway, you can overcome fear by being comfortable within yourself. The more you sit down in front of the camera and practice and talk to yourself, the more you start loving yourself. The more you become confident and comfortable within yourself, the fear will be slowly disappearing. And again, don't forget my video about how to overcome nervousness when you will be applying for the job position of a cabin crew. I am from India. How do I attend my interview for Qatar Airways? Perhaps by visiting the Qatar Airways website, where you will go under the career part, and once you click there, you will do your profile, upload your CV, then do your pictures. So if you're fluent in English, I don't see that you will have any obstacle by doing that. Interesting question. Can I change my CV that I uploaded on the website? By the way, I'm your fan. Thanks. No, I don't think so. You can change your CV. You will be uploading a CV, but when you will be attending the open day, you should carry with you an updated version of your CV. That's what I know about this question. Thank you. Ma'am, tomorrow till what time we can complete video interview? Did I send you the email? No. So I think that the email has been sent to you with a clear I was just joking when I said this. In the email, it's written until what time you should be completing the video interview. So here is the photo. It's over here written. Why do you want to become a cabin crew? I think I've talked about this question a lot, and also I have mentioned it in this video, so please have a look. Share an incident where you suggested something to improve the services. There can be a lot of situations in which you might be able to improve something to suggest something to improve the service. Now, I cannot tell you a situation where you're supposed to copy paste of what I said. That means you will be lying, and that means you will not be honest and loyal. But you should be thinking, for example, a situation. First of all, this is a question that is related to different aspects of the customer service experience. Let's say you are working in a hotel. Again, I'm taking hotel into consideration, and I have mentioned that there might be someone who comes and asks for information that you don't possess. Did you take an extra effort, let's say in this situation, to improve the services, to make sure that this person who's checking in on the check-in counter will not feel that you haven't helped them, will not feel helpless. This is the word that I want to say. So you took the extra mile to perhaps use the phone and call a rental car services for him, although you are, as a receptionist, that's not your job, what you're supposed to do. But as I said, you've taken the freedom that you will go beyond the expectations, and you actually did something to that customer who was at the check-in counter again, and you did something good for him. So this person remembered you. Don't forget that over here is very important to mention the feedback that you got, that this person remembered you and of course complimented you, perhaps called your superior. So you must think of a situation where you have suggested and you have done something, and that thing has improved the service, and that thing was not belonging in the service frame of your current job. Share an example when you helped a customer or your colleague without being told. It's a very clear question. Have you ever seen your colleague doing something, pushing a trolley, feeling hard time to push it, and you just went and said, bro or sister, can I help you? You know, I'm just here talking very general, but it's a very clear question. You should be able to think of a situation in which there was some of your colleagues struggling, or let's say again, check-in counter, 10 people are checking in at your friend's desk and you're standing next to him, you have 2 people, and you say, bro, can I have these 3 customers? I'll help them checking without being asked for help. This is basically what you should be saying. Is there any situation where you worked alone without taking help of your team and you regret for something? So now I don't see that you're supposed to be saying that you have regret for something. That wouldn't be professional, but you can definitely say there has been a lot of time and a lot of situation in which I worked alone, because it depends from circumstances to circumstances. In some situations, we do not require help. Again, I'm connecting to the check-in, and you can connect it, let's say, to the airline job. I really don't know what is your previous experience, but if you are someone who has a customer service experience, or you are a sales manager, a salesperson, if you were not feeling pressure while you were assisting 3 customers, and you were perfectly fine, and they were you had enough time to dedicate your services towards every customer, then I don't see that over here is something you should regret. So you can always say it in a way, I'm a teamwork player, but I'm also someone who also can work alone. There has been both situations in which I have worked alone and I have worked as a part of a team, and definitely in both cases, even when I'm a team member and when I'm working alone, I do not feel regret, because I know that at that moment what I am doing, I'm doing from my heart. And my main goal is to make sure that my customer is satisfied, irrespective that I have helped them within my team or I have helped to this person alone. If I have helped to this customer within the team, I also, when everything is done, I do not forget to compliment my team and to compliment the people that have helped me for doing so. So yeah, this is in this direction you should answer this question. Only 5 questions was asked. Please text me. I want to discuss with you. I am actually unable to text back many people. I'm so sorry for not texting back for someone that has asked me for help, but this person that has asked me this, please re-text me again, and I'm gonna reply to you. Sometimes it's impossible to actually reply to all the messages. I really try my best, and I hope you guys understand it. If your friend not want to interact with you, how you help him? Answer this question in the next video. So that means that your colleague is your friend, and your colleague doesn't want to interact with you. So what do you do? In this situation, this is a tricky question, and it requires an approach. If you have been asked this question, you should answer in a way. First of all, I'm going to look for a suitable time to approach my friend. Since over here it's a friend, or let's say it's your colleague, you're going to find a suitable time to invite that person to talk to you. Perhaps you have done something that you have irritated this person. You have done something wrong. So always start the answer. I'm going to look for a suitable time, perhaps when the service is done, when the work is done, to approach this person and to have an open conversation, to offer my apologies and to seek an explanation. Perhaps I have done. Always start within yourself. This is a problem in which you should start within yourself. You're not going to straight away go and ask this person, what's wrong, bro, with you or sister. You're going to go and you're going to offer yourself an apology. Perhaps you were understood wrong. You have done something you were unaware of, and you would like to apologize for that thing. When you answer this question in a way of understanding, in a way of you're caring for the other person's feelings, you're going to be able to make it, because this is basically what they're looking for. Tell me why you do want to become a cabin crew. Thousands times. I already said it. Tell me a situation where you made a customer to feel comfortable after knowing their problem. Have you ever had a situation in which you helped a customer, in which I have discussed previously so much? So please have a look on my other videos, please. Sometimes you're sending me questions that are unclear for me to read. Tell me about a situation where you completed a task because you weren't comfortable to work with a team and you felt that you can do better alone. Okay, I think I got it right. Now, a perfect example over here would be that you have you have been working with a junior in your customer service role previously, and this junior was a little bit slower. You were a little bit faster in doing the services. So I don't know again what was your previous job, but let's say I'm connecting this in general. We all have juniors we are working with. So you knew that you can perform these duties better by yourself, but you were patient because you fully understand and you fully know how is it to be junior, because you yourself were a junior one time. So with all these feelings within you, with all this understanding that you had towards the junior, you were guiding yourself and you did your best to assist your junior and to show your junior, because for you it is very important that as a worker, as a senior worker, you are example for the future for the new employees that are coming, and that tomorrow will also be when the time comes, will also be seniors just like you are now. This is the type of answer you should say in this situation, because you will be fully aware that certain situations are not as they were or as they are. They can be done better, but sometimes the circumstances, and in this case the circumstances are the junior worker that simply needs a guidance and assistance, and that you didn't just forget it and you said, oh, this person is new, you know, he's not as good as me, but you offered understanding, and that is something that they will really appreciate if you say this answer like this. Tell me about a situation where you're willingly helped a customer or colleague without them having to ask you. Yeah, I've discussed this question. You should be able to say a situation in which you have helped any of your colleagues without being asked for a help. 3 skills that you have to be a cabin crew. I've already said it. Have you ever had a communicational problem? And give an example. It is very important that in every question that you're going to be answering, as again I'm emphasizing, you're going straight away to the point and always answer. You will never go wrong if you answer the question with an example. Miscommunication can happen every day. What do you do when somebody misunderstands you? You double check, you reconfirm. Let's say your colleague asked you for chicken, you're a cabin crew in a previous airline. Your colleague asked you for chicken and you went to give her beef, or he or she, you give them beef. And they're like, yeah, but I didn't ask you for this. And you're like, what did you ask me? I asked you for chicken. Oh, I'm so sorry, I will come back to you. Period. You should be able to find a situation in which you did something that was wrong understanding of the message that was passed to you. You've apologized and you went and you did the job properly. This is basically what they're looking for. Have you ever worked with a team that is not having teamwork? It says, I don't remember the exact question. Over here, what they're looking for, or you will be answering this question in the best way, that is with a personal example, if you have been part of the team, and that is going to be pretty much appreciated, because if you talk generally, that means you just have, you will show yourself as someone who has learned the answer. But if you speak from your previous experience, that is how you're gonna nail it. Remember, with this question, with every question they're gonna ask you, they're looking, basically, are you someone who has great interpersonal skills? Are you people's person who can work in a team, because that is essential for the cabin crew role, or you're someone who prefers to work alone? It would be very beneficial if you mention an example in which you observed some of your team members not being able to perform their duties. What did you do? It's very important to say the action you took, how you approached that person who wasn't doing his or her share of the work. Did you offer understanding? Were you helpful? You should definitely avoid, when answering this question, you should avoid judgments. You should avoid speaking bad about the team. And definitely later on, when you have established a proper communication and you have highlighted certain aspects that are important, and you have also displayed the help, because it's important that when you identify something that is wrongly done, how do you correct it? You should be able to correct the person in a way you are helping, and also don't forget the feedback later on that should be mentioned, should be a positive outcome of the situation. You must be thinking, and you must express an example that will incorporate and will show all these elements that I have mentioned to you before. Why Qatar Airways? And this question is in this video. greatest work accomplishment? I think I've answered this question. Situation when you impressed others with customer service. Basically, you went beyond the expectations for the customers. You've assisted someone with things that are not within your job description. One great example of that I've used was the check-in counter at the hotel, where a customer was asking you for help for car rental services. It's not in your job description, but you took the time to call a few car rental companies and to help and assist this customer. You must be thinking of something that it's not within the frame that you have mentioned, you have done towards that customer, and you actually impressed also even your co-workers who were not thinking in this direction, and you motivated them to in future do those things as well. Any initiative you took to improve customer experience? This is exactly what I have mentioned in the previous question. You must be able to think of a situation in which you were acting as an owner. You took ownership of the problem that the customer had, and you helped him. You were looking for a solution, because sometimes not necessarily you're gonna come with a solution for the problem, but what is important is that you still offered the choice and you didn't leave the situation unattended. I have seen over here on my Instagram account, my official Instagram account, that you're concerned about the response time frame for the video interviews. Again, I have been saying that you're supposed to be reading each and every paragraph properly. Somewhere down the line, it's written that you should be giving to the recruitment team at least 21 days for them to get back to you with the further information. With having all these questions answered, I think I covered more than 200 questions, actually, possible questions that the recruitment team might ask you, and that's not a joke. That's been a lot of talking, actually. Nevertheless, I'm never gonna stop answering your questions, and I think that this way of interaction through Instagram and connecting YouTube and videos, implementing videos on this subject is something that definitely works for you guys. So, having all these things said, it's very important that you go through each and every video in which I'm answering questions. They're all right here. Perhaps some is right here as well. It's very important that you also are subscribed on my YouTube channel, so we're gonna be having a more interactive and more close connection between each other once I'm publishing any video. Of course, your feedback is something that is crucial, that is essential, and that is guiding me in the direction of creating more and more YouTube videos on the subject that is interesting for you. Because if I keep on creating subjects that are interesting for me, I don't think that I should be benefiting from it. I've already benefited enough from the cabin crew job, which is my 10 years of flying experience, and now it's your time to do that. And it's gonna be, and it is still an absolute pleasure for me to do what I do. Nevertheless, you are also more than welcome to follow me on my official Instagram account for this matter. And with having all these things said, I'm going to be seeing you very soon in another YouTube video. Until then, stay blessed and bye-bye.